Hello and welcome to our podcast by Bridging Global Cultures, celebrating the good, the bad, milestones, and growing together.
Hi, how's it?
Hiya, how's it?
How are you?
Very well, thanks.
Good. Let's get into the high. Give me the high of the week, baby.
The high of the week is definitely, it comes up every couple of episodes.
Every third or fourth week. We actually don't know which week it is anymore because, I don't know, the schedule seems to be out. But whatever.
For whatever reason, we've lost track of what day is actual book club day. But it was book club.
It was book club.
It was wonderful.
It was lovely.
It was so nice to get together. I have missed quite a few book clubs.
Yes, you have, because you've been in South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa and the one before that. I don't know.
Did we even have one before that because it was December?
It didn't work, and then the one before that I just couldn't. So, yeah, it was very nice.
Very nice. Went to the good old faithful. Always good food, good banter, good chat, good book.
Yeah, good book. We read Blood Orange.
Blood Orange.
By
Harriet Tye.
Harriet Tye,
who was recently on the UK Traitors.
Exactly.
She is a barrister turned crime novelist. Mm-hmm. Very, very good. Good to read. I think overall it got a solid 7.8 out of 10.
I think
everyone kind of liked the book.
Yeah. Brilliant writing.
Great writing. New book, however, Wuthering Heights.
We thought what we could do is almost like a school tour.
Yes.
We're reading the book and then we're going to go as a collective to watch the movie.
The little movie night with the girls. Look, I got home last night from book club and I was like, let me download this book. It's literally 99p or something on Kindle. It's
even now.
Yeah, no.
The movie's coming out. Wow.
Super cheap. So anyway, so I downloaded it. And halfway through the chapter, I was asleep. It withered
was quite
me.
Late.
It was late, but also it's going to be a tough read. It's going to be a tough read, but I'm pushing through. And
How many hours is it?
I don't know, but I just know that my reading speed per chapter is 16. It's 16 minutes till the chapter's done. Because I read it this morning in the sauna as well after gym. I was like, okay, 16 minutes in the sauna, perfect. And I finished the whole chapter and it literally took me 16 minutes.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because I had to keep on going back.
But I also find that, as a general rule, I like short chapters.
Love
because
short
I can always
chapters.
Squeeze a short chapter in.
100%.
I find a long chapter very daunting.
I don't want anything more. If I'm tired, I can't read anything more than a 3-4 minute chapter.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And it keeps the pace going.
Yeah, pacey. Wuthering Heights ain't going to be pacey. But let's see. Emily Bronte, we're going to give you a bash.
Maybe I should listen to the audiobook.
Oh, I don't know. I think that will literally put you to sleep. Literally put you to sleep. No, I'm going to give it a bash. I'm going to read. But yes, book club was lovely last night.
Yes, it was. Well, how about you? What high do you have?
So it's starting to get light before 7.
Yes.
So leaving... I try to leave for the gym between 6:15 and 6:45. 6:30 is starting to get light.
Yeah. The other day I came out of the train
Spring.
station going to work and it was light outside.
It's
and
wild.
For the last 4 months it's been dark outside when I get up.
So weird. And I can kind of see, I'm starting to feel a bit of spring in the air. I guess we're halfway through February, right? So I think by next week we're going to see even more buds. Even some of my tulips are starting to kind of pop out. So spring is springing, which is a big high for me.
I think we've still got some cold weather coming.
Yes, we've got the cold weather. I think tomorrow's going to be cold.
Oh, as long as it's dry.
As long as it's dry. This rain has been terrible. Yeah. It's this constant shit drizzle rain. That's my worst. It was either hard rain or just not rain. Or just not rain. This drizzle rain I can't deal with.
I saw the nicest rainbow the other day.
Oh, I see.
It was so nice. There is a rainbow after the rain.
In the city?
No, in good old Ted's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nice. There's no rainbows in the city.
Oh, no, there isn't, because that's where dreams go to die, as we were discussing earlier. Low of the week?
Well, it's been quite a heavy week.
Yeah,
the last couple of weeks. My goodness gracious me. And we know that so many more documents have been released in the Epstein case or the Epstein files. And it's intense. You are constantly absorbing the sort of ramifications of what we were actually finding out. I think I came across somebody who I've been following. Well, I've followed them for a couple of years now, and I think they still are quite a vocal, Christian influencer.
Yeah.
And basically what she was saying is that some things are just not for you. And
What
she
does
was
that mean?
specifically talking about the fact that, you know, the horrors of the Epstein files, you don't need that. If it's not for you, then you don't need to consume it, and you don't need to engage in the content. And I was a little bit put out by that, because I'm not saying that you need to go and read all the documents. There are millions of them. I'm not saying that you don't need to, or you should constantly be updating your feed or your news site to see what the latest, or put news alerts. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is you need to be informed.
Don't stick your head under the sand and
Exactly.
pretend it's not happening.
And also
or hasn't
pretend
happened.
that it doesn't mean
What it means.
Like, it is huge. It's a complete
massive.
shift in the way that we think about pretty much the last 30 years
Absolutely.
of raising women.
I think regardless, you're watching it unfold, how women from the age of 15 years old were trafficked, sexually abused.
They were not
They
women.
were sold. They were not
They were
women.
girls.
They were girls. How they were used as objects for these men. So as any female, male, female, whatever you identify as, how does that not affect you? And by choosing not to just, it's fine. It's not for me. That means that you actually don't care about basic human rights.
And you just don't care about people.
And you just don't care about people, because fundamentally their basic human rights were just taken away from them.
Exactly.
That is so, that's really irritating.
So, yeah, I think it's also just very telling when things like this happen.
Yeah.
It's telling of people.
Exactly. I just want to live a perfect curated life, and I'm just, going to take a step back, because potentially it's not for me. Yeah, it's really annoying. There has been a lot of stuff in the news. So my low, there was actually two lows. So Monday morning, woke up. I had the most horrific dream. So vivid. So growing up, my nursery school teachers always used to say I had a very vivid imagination, right? And I've always had like an imagination, which is not great, because that obviously, I mean, you can imagine with like anxiety and, like catastrophizing things. I tend to do that a lot. But this dream was so vivid. I dreamt I killed one of my mates. I'm not going to say who.
Yeah, who are you killing?
I killed one of my mates, and then I tried to cover it up.
Oh.
And then I was like pretending I didn't do it. Wild. I woke up and I felt quite ill. So that was my first, that was like a real low. On a Monday morning.
The good thing is you woke up and you thought, ooh, don't like murder.
Murder, no. Murder
no.
bad.
Which is a running theme in this
Which is a
podcast.
running murder bad.
Murder bad.
So that was not great to start the week. And then my second thing is kind of leading a little bit towards what you were saying about the Epstein stuff. So I'll be honest, not that I haven't wanted to pay attention to it, but I've kind of been focusing on other things, but I've kind of seen what's been happening in the news with Jeffrey, with Epstein, and how obviously, the royal family have paid millions of our tax money to get old Andrew whatever set up, pay Virginia Giuffre, who's obviously, sadly passed away. But then also, if you kind of look on the flip side, there was somebody in Keir Starmer's cabinet who recently resigned because he was also involved with Epstein. The problem where that is slightly concerning is that there is a human being by the name of Nigel Farage in this country who is slowly but surely gaining a lot of popularity, and that is somewhat quite terrifying for everyone.
It is, yeah.
And I've kind of seen some of his clips that are kind of popping up on my Instagram feed, and I'm just like, you are not a good human. Because now, obviously, because of what's happened with this person in Keir Starmer's cabinet who's been asked to resign, Keir Starmer's now being saying, oh, well, these are the type of people that you've been dealing with, you must start resigning. Yeah. And it just kind of feeds the more sort of complete right wing, the more, not even so much the conservatives, this reform party that Nigel Farage is part of. So it's just a bit like, oh no, can we not go down the route that some countries
have gone down,
are currently going down?
Yeah, completely. It's a
bit of a wild west out there.
It is. What I will say is that there certainly seems to be more accountability.
Yeah.
Here.
Agreed.
Than in other places so far. And then, politicians are held to quite a high standard here.
Well, they are, because they are working for the people, right? Exactly. And I think especially more so the party that's currently in power they got into power because they are the Labour Party, and
Yeah,
they've always
they are of the people.
They are
Yeah.
of the people. So on the flip side, yes, you've got that, but on the other side, you do have Nigel Farage.
Knocking on doors.
He's knocking on them doors. Not so much in Richmond. Richmond, we've got our Lib Dems who knock on doors. I get wonderful handwritten notes from
so
the.
do we.
Do you? Yeah, it's very lovely.
Lovely old Lib Dems. And really interestingly, the Green Party has
Green Party.
shot up. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
go
crazy.
green.
Go
Voting green
Greens.
this year. Well, whenever we're going to vote, which is like, well, how many years? Like about 3 years' time, I think. Go green. I'm going green.
Depends when they call an election. He's definitely not calling an election.
No, I ain't
now.
calling election any. Because can I just say something about Keir Starmer though? Let me tell you, I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about Keir Starmer, and they were like, he was so hot as when he was younger. Keir Starmer was hot. He was very fit when he was like just kind of coming up, because he's a barrister, etc. So do yourself a favor, Google Keir Starmer. Go back and Google Keir. Keir is easy on the eye.
I saw a reel the other day.
So random.
This person made a song about dictators, and I'm not. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not just saying that Keir Starmer is a dictator at all.
That is not
They were talking
disclaimer.
about like how hot dictators were in their youth, and then they've got like pictures of like Saddam Hussein when he
Really?
was,
Like Mussolini as well.
and then you've got some other more recent
Dictators.
dictators, and you look at them and you're like, yeah, you're just always ugly.
Yeah, no, you really need to cut back on that Tropicana that you're using, eh? No names.
Right. What's
Right.
the living rent free in your head?
Okay, I think I'm probably not the only person on the planet, but Super Bowl's not obviously a big thing here in the UK. And obviously it was a Super Bowl on Sunday, Bad Bunny, very controversial halftime Super Bowl sort of performer. The Super Bowl performers are just like the best. I mean, we've seen some really good ones.
Yeah.
Inevitably when there's a YouTube party,
We whip out a Super Bowl.
the Dr. Dre Snoop Dogg one comes out, right? Because that was by far like exceptional. But anyway, so I watched the Bad Bunny one after my horrific dream on Monday sometime during kind of the day. And
You were one of the 14 million people that
I'm
watched it on
obsessed.
day one.
I am obsessed. His album, Debbie Tira Mas Fotos, means I should have taken more photos. He won Album of the Year at the Grammys. It is exceptional. I have no idea what he's saying, but let me tell you, you can booty pop so hard. Like, I've downloaded that whole album. That's all I've been listening to as a girl who loves to,
Booty pop.
booty pop and throw her bum up in the air. This is everything. It is so good. And literally, I'm just singing these Spanish songs in my head, like constantly, but I have no idea what I'm saying. I'm going to learn all the words off by heart.
And
So-
still not know what you're
And I'm
saying.
still not going to know what I'm saying, but let me tell you, I am going to shake my bum to it.
But what you did say was that music, you don't need to know the words.
I don't
You don't
need
need
to-
to understand the language.
It's a vibe.
Everyone can dance to music.
Guys, highly recommend. We'll link the link to the Spotify album, but it is, I can understand why he won like album of the year. It is such a good album. Like, I feel like last year, because he released it last year, there were certain albums that obviously Taylor, number one girl, Lily Allen as well. There were like certain albums that were released, and every single track is just like
It's so good.
so good. You
Yeah.
can't pick your favorite, and this is one of those albums where you listen to it and you're like, fuck me, it's a good album. So yeah, that is literally been living rent free in my head, and still is. I'm actually singing one of the songs right now.
I did find that the end to the Super Bowl was quite poignant.
Very poignant. It's like he calls out all, like Puerto Rico, Argentina, Canada,
Yeah.
America.
And he also used the like ethnic names for
Yes.
different countries, and then right at the end, the only thing stronger than hate is love, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's a good reminder for all of us.
It was really good. Definitely go watch it. That's been living rent free in my mind. What's been living rent free in your mind?
Mine is far less political.
Oh, I don't know why I've like gone the political route.
Yeah,
That's normally like that's like your thing. Ooh. Are you rubbing off on me?
Well, I'm pretty certain my algorithm feeds your algorithm.
Totally.
So. But I went to a lovely restaurant. Oh, so good. It's called Los Marcos.
Not Los Machis.
Not Los Machis. It's by Liverpool Street Station.
Nice.
It is so good. So it is Mexican, Japanese fusion.
What?
Oh, it is delicious.
Okay, hold on. Give me an example of the dish of the dish of the dish.
Their dish. So it'd be like tacos, but then the tacos will be filled with like dynamite prawns or like dynamite cauliflower. They had like sushi, but then the sushi flavors were like a little bit like Mexican inspired.
Yum.
It's just so good. It's like such a marriage of flavors. It's amazing.
You would never put them together.
No, but you should.
But you should.
Exactly. We should bring cultures together.
So you could almost, so like if I'm doing Japanese, do like seared tuna with chipotle. Like that could kind of like work, you know?
Exactly that. Oh, so delicious. So I would highly recommend going there and having 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 small plates.
Small plates. How many? How many small plates? Small plates. I don't know, like 10 or 12, 11,
Apparently
12.
it was supposed to be 3 per person. We got 6 for 3 people. And that was actually, I could have had double. But I was
about to say, were you being polite?
I was being polite. Also, I wasn't paying for it.
Fair. Okay, Los Machis is on
Liverpool Street.
Liverpool Street. Okay, we will add that to the list. Right, should we get into today's episode?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know, this is probably a bit before your time. Did you ever watch a 90s movie, Mel Gibson, Helen Hunt, What Women Want?
I've definitely watched the movie.
Okay, so premise of the movie, and some might know, some might not, but essentially it's an ad agency. You've got the Playboy played by Mel Gibson. He wakes up and all of a sudden he can hear women's thoughts, right? So he kind of goes into work and there is a new boss who's obviously a female. Is he, as supposed to be the top creative director, happy with having a new female boss? No. So
but he can hear women's thoughts.
But now he can hear women's thoughts, and he pretty much starts nailing every single campaign. And it goes around, and it's a typical 90s movie. You know, there's a lot of sexual innuendo. There's no sort of equality in terms of women. You know, and the end of it, he kind of changes his ways and he becomes this wonderful person and he loses the gift. So kind of led me to think, what do women really want, right? So firstly, as women, we're not all the same. I can't speak for all the women in the world. I can speak for most women because I feel like we have these conversations all the time.
With so many different
types of women from different backgrounds, because your background is going to affect it, right? Your economic kind of situation, how you grew up, how you're brought up. But I think it's not about, for men specifically, it's not about trying to decode a woman. It's just more trying to understand them, and more importantly, want to understand them a bit more. I think that's kind of the want, which we are fortunate enough to have, you know, men around us that want to understand women, but there are for the most part a lot of men who just, they couldn't care.
Yeah.
They actually couldn't care.
Women serve a purpose.
Women serve a purpose.
I'm sure that movie hasn't aged very well. I would love to actually watch it again.
I'm quite keen to watch it again because let me tell you, it was one of my favorites when I was really young. I don't know why, like, it just was, but it probably hasn't aged very well. So be keen to watch it.
Yeah, well, I think it's Nancy Myers, isn't it? It's a Nancy Myers movie.
Nancy Myers. She did a lot of the 90 movies, didn't she?
A lot with obviously Helen Hunt, but also with Meg Ryan, I think.
Yes, so you got Mail.
Yes, all of those.
Sleepless in Seattle.
So. Yeah.
Yes, Nancy Myers is quite a big name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and none of those, I mean, You Got Mail also didn't really
age
that well either, to be fair. Let's be honest, none of the 90s movies are aging very well.
No.
Friends has not, and that really breaks my heart because I loved Friends, but I'm also a bit like,
it was indicative of the time.
It was very indicative of the time.
And also shows evolution. Like,
it definitely shows, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So I think sometimes we're like, oh, it hasn't aged well. I can't believe that this was okay.
Yeah.
But what's quite refreshing is that we've now got a new standard of what's okay. And the stuff that we're watching now in 20 years' time, we're probably going to look back at that and be like,
ooh, couldn't say that. But it's,
can't believe that was okay.
I think the scary thing for me, before we kind of get into each sort of kind of the wants, right, which what women want, is this whole movement of this toxic masculinity, calling men out on their bullshit, trying to not necessarily accept the way that as women we've always been treated, is actually so recent in terms of like 2019, 2020. This hasn't been around for a long time. And I think some of the kind of the reality shows that I've been watching, it's crazy how you see some of this play out. If you look at the earlier seasons,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden you've got young Gen Z who are like 24, 25 coming in at that stage and actually calling out the bullshit and calling out the toxic masculinity, and the men being like, oh, just because I said, you know, fuck you, you're calling me toxic. And it's like, well,
Yeah, well,
you kind of are, you know what I
toxic.
mean? So it's still a very new term, I think, and
Yeah.
it's still evolving. I think we've made a lot of leaps and bounds, but nowhere near where we should be.
And also just in general, feminism as a whole is relatively recent.
Very,
in
very
sort of
recent.
human history.
Well, recent, but also it's only now people are starting to become more comfortable with saying, yes, I'm a feminist. You know, before it still had its old sort of
Baggage,
connotations
exactly.
and the baggage. So it's
Yeah.
only recently really becoming a bit more comfortable for people to be like, yeah, I am a feminist.
I think also when we look at what women want, yeah, we can speak maybe as a collective, like we certainly can speak to some of the things, but I think really fundamentally it's just that we want to be seen as people
Yeah.
and like whole people, like complete.
Have the space to be the mom, the friend, the wife, the lover, you know what I mean?
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. And kind of coupled with that is, I think sometimes women are, and maybe we are just naturally, in terms of the way we build, more emotional, right? And we've spoken about this before, how women, I think we can handle and regulate our emotions actually a bit better. But I think something that really pisses me off is that when your emotions are
Dismissed almost.
dismissed.
Yeah.
Thank you. When your emotions are dismissed. So your emotions are almost labeled as you're overreacting, you're stressed. Are you on your period? The amount of times growing up when I was probably about 15, 16 and having arguments with boys my age and be like, oh, she's being a bitch because she's on her period. Or ex-boyfriends used to say to me, geez, you're grumpy, you're on your period. Like, why does all of a sudden, just because we want to bring something up, does it have to do with our change,
cycles.
like our hormonal cycle? It's the same thing when we go to doctors, right?
Yeah. It
Like,
is.
Oh,
It must be your
it
cycle.
must be like, oh, is it a bit of anxiety? Is it a bit of stress? How often have you been sleeping? It's like, well, no, I'm actually in pain. So I think just having the space and being able to actually just be a human.
Exactly.
And being okay, well, she does have emotional wants and needs, and you need to actually appreciate that the emotions that she is giving to you. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's a lot of, because we're typically allowed to express our emotions more within reason, I think there's still
We're
a lot
allowed
of,
it within reason.
oh, she's being so emotional,
Or
but
she's going to cry. You better not say that to her because she's going to cry.
she's going to cry.
Yeah.
Exactly. And because of that, we're actually generally a lot better at handling our emotions.
Yeah.
Because we experience them so freely. And generally, I mean, obviously I'm generalizing a lot. There's lots of situations where in families, irrespective of your gender, you weren't allowed to speak about your feelings.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
yeah,
shut
yeah.
down and stuff. But I'm speaking more sort of broadly. As you well know, I watch a lot of sport.
Yes, you do, because you are caged.
I'm caged.
You're not allowed to watch wonderful reality TV. Actually, don't, because you'll get so hooked. Don't become like me.
Well, I mean, it suits me perfectly because I'm mostly like, oh, do you want to watch the football so I can read my book?
Please watch the football.
Oh, you should watch the
You
cricket.
must
Do you want
watch
to watch
that.
the cricket?
Oh, yes, you can. Sounds like we were speaking to Louis there.
Louis loves basketball. It's her favorite.
Does she? That's so funny.
Louis the dog, for those of you who don't know. But anyway, I watch a lot of football, tennis, like all sorts of sport. I mean, literally all the way from darts to
She's everything.
tennis to swimming to a little bit of the Olympics to like everything in between. If there's sport on, we're likely to watch it. Exactly. And both men and women's sport.
Yeah, which is good.
But over and over again, I'm absolutely astounded by some of the comments made by commentators in women's sport. The other day, it was we were watching curling of all things.
Curling.
I mean,
Curling.
guys, this is not a riveting sport, but curling was on, and mostly just because we were like quite trying to figure out.
Yeah, like what is
the bowls on ice?
like what is the skill?
I think it's quite slippery.
Okay.
I think it's just
Okay.
like
So you just gotta have a good core.
core muscles.
Okay,
Try
so
not
do
to
a
slip
couple
on
of
the ice. I don't know.
Pilates. I can go try out for the curling, women's curling team.
I've seen a lot of these things where like we need a normal person to do it first so that we can see how hard Olympic sports really are. And I did actually see a video of a person doing curling that has like never done it before, and they were slipping and sliding everywhere. It was like a nightmare.
You know, I'm so sure in December Waterloo has got like a pop-up. You know, because obviously they pop up the ice rinks everywhere. So sure they had a curling thing. So
should go
during
curling.
Christmas, I'm sure it's during Christmas. I must keep it. Yeah, I'll make a note, like a mental note.
Anyway, so this woman was shouting
Yeah.
in this curling, and she was shouting to like I think she was saying curl. She was like girl, curl. She was well into her curling. But anyway, the commentator is literally like, "Oh, I hope she doesn't make that much noise at home."
That is so
Are you kidding me?
That is so rude. Would he say what happens if a man was doing that? That's
But he
what I
would
want to
never
know.
have said that.
He would have never
Because
said
there's
that.
always this sort of connotation that women are loud and
Overreacting
and drama queens. I mean,
Drama
we see
queens.
with Serena Williams and
breaking the
tennis racket and stuff like, yes, like she shouldn't have done that. But the way that she gets treated is so much more like that the impact of it is so much greater, and it's like, oh, she can't handle herself.
And it's always like
compared to how many men have broken tennis rackets on the tennis court.
Oh, I'm sorry. How many times you watch a men's rugby game and they start fist fighting each other?
Literally,
like they
beating each
literally
other
beat each
up.
other up, and then it's just like swept under the rug. But it's not. It's not so much. It's more just like the underhand comments. Like that is a very underhand comment, right? And so what would probably happen is you're probably sitting in a room, and more than likely, people are going to laugh at it. People are the man. They're going to laugh at it.
Well, I mean, Blaine and I just looked at each other and we were like, are you kidding me?
Like, yeah, like, are you actually kidding? But some people are not going to see it that
it
way. And
happens
that's where the problem still
all the
comes in.
time.
No, and that's where the problem comes in. I think something that I also get quite irritated with, as in general, is men never assume competence
Yes.
in women,
Yeah.
right? So don't get me wrong. I fully believe that there are blue jobs and pink jobs. Okay, a blue job as an example in my house is I'm not sorting out the outcling. I can't. Okay, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It irritates me. And I don't want to take out the bins. I just don't want to do it. But I think what generally happens is that and I sometimes like see it, and I know it's not done on purpose, but it's like, oh no, let me do this. You won't be able to do this. Like pulling down a box and it's like, why? Because I'm a girl? And like the first thing being very defensive, I'm like, oh, is it because I'm a girl?
Yeah.
And it's not. It's not being said or done that way. It's because, oh no, let me help you. But it's like, oh no, it's because you're a girl, you shouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree. It's that assumed incompetence at certain tasks.
Yeah.
And it's the same as how many doctors,
Yes.
and doctors will say that they go into rooms and they'll introduce themselves as the doctor. And the patients will often still say, okay, but when is the doctor going to come and
It's
see
like they
me?
assume you're a nurse, right?
Exactly.
Because women being a nurse is a pink job.
And I think what I find so interesting about that is just how internalized our own misogyny is.
So
It is wild. And I think it's so important that we recognize that
Yes.
as well. Like, I can't expect other people to change when I don't acknowledge my own internalized misogyny as well. The other day at Christmas time, we got a little like thing with Louis' food.
Yeah.
And it was one of those like first letter of her name is like the first little her Christmas cracker name or something like that.
Yes.
And then the second was like her month of birth or something like that. And the first one was for Louis, I think it was Doctor. And my first thought was, oh, but she can't be like that because she's a girl. Which is wild because I'm obviously
No, I mean
chief feminist.
Yeah, you are chief feminist of the gang,
Exactly.
of the girl gang.
But it's just so deeply ingrained in us.
It is so deeply ingrained. It's so wild, and I must admit, I'm trying to get better at this. When I talk about CEOs, I still picture a man in my head.
Yeah.
I do not picture a woman, and that is so sad. Being a woman myself, that I'm you know, when I'm talking to people and giving them examples, I'm like, oh no, you know, the CEO, he would have come from this background or whatever the case is. The problem is that is what we were always taught.
And also there weren't really female or woman CEOs while we were growing up.
No, there was no women CEOs. And think about the women in your life. They would, you know, if you think it was ingrained in us, it was so much more ingrained in them. Stay at home, look after the man, you know, the man's job is more important than our job, sort of thing. We need to look after the children and all of that. And I think our generation has tried to evolve.
Yes.
But no other generation has tried to evolve.
Yeah.
And exactly. I don't think it's for necessarily lack of trying, but I think it's because it's so deep within the way they are as human beings. But the bright side is that we are now seeing this new generation where, especially, you know, our kind of friends that are parents are really, they're ingraining into their children, like, you can do girl or boy. And you know what?
You can do hard
girl,
things.
you play with those dinosaurs or you play with Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, you will not be defined by the color clothes that you're wearing or the toys that you're playing with.
Exactly. And it is really important, like the motor skills that come with playing with traditionally blue toys or boy toys.
Yeah.
It's really important for little girls as well.
Very important.
And that's the sort of thing that, you know, leads you to have interest in STEM and get involved in science, get involved in engineering.
Maths, engineering, yeah.
So it is really, really important. I mean, obviously I go on and on about the gender pay gap and the pension pay gap, but a lot of it comes down to assumed incompetence. That the fact that women are still largely, except for I think the hospitality industry, getting paid less than men for the same work is wild.
Yeah, why? Like, I mean, that is just another.
And it's for the same work. Like, it's by level, it's by grade. It's not, yes, obviously there's more CEOs that are men, so that's going to make things disproportionate. That's not how it's calculated. It's calculated for the same positions.
It is this. It's literally the same work, but then why is a woman coming into that role with exactly the same experience but earning £100,000
and it's complex and there's so many different parts, but it is one of the things. I think also, you know, women have an identity, a personhood where and this is what I was sort of touching on right at the beginning, is we are our own people. We're complete, and we're complete without anything else.
Yes,
we're complete without motherhood. We're complete without being
we don't
a wife
need we don't
friend.
Exactly, we don't need those elements to make us a whole person. We are fundamentally a whole person. And don't get me wrong, I think some women being a mother, some people, that is their purpose, and that's fine, and that's totally fine. But for others that's not the purpose, that it isn't their purpose, doesn't mean that they're still not a complete being.
Exactly. And I think for a very long time women haven't been seen as complete without whatever the external thing is.
Because also think about it, right? If you think about, like, think of conversations. Okay, well, if she's not a mother, she must be doing really well in her career.
Yeah. So you need that.
So you kind of need you always need another,
yes.
but you don't have to have any.
Yeah, you're just to be.
You can just be. I think also, kind of going back to what we were saying about evolving as women. As women, we want kind of the space to evolve, right? What I want today is maybe not something I wanted 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's maybe not going to be something that I want in 5 years' time. You know what I mean? So what sometimes happens is that let's use example, you're a party girl when you grow up. That is you. Okay.
Yeah.
That is your persona. You're always going to be the party girl that is a bit ditzy. But what happens if you change? So does that mean that you're not allowed to change?
Yeah.
You know, can you not evolve anymore? And I think with men's is that they don't necessarily change as much as women when they grow up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I think also because they're allowed to be from the get-go.
They're allowed to be.
Yeah.
There we go. They can kind of choose their path very early on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas we're not. We're a product of.
We're a product of, and we have so many influences where, okay, you have to be just like your mother, or you have to be just like this person, or you see somebody, you know, on TV, you know, she was, I don't know, the best mother, or whatever the case is, you know, there's always somebody that you need to be molded against.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, we see it all the time where you're compared to whoever they last knew you as.
Yes.
You're always compared to that.
Yes.
And that is, I think, can be really frustrating.
Very, very frustrating. Very frustrating. I'm definitely not the same person I was.
No.
I don't even think I was the same person I was 6 months ago.
No, we keep evolving.
We keep evolving. We keep it moving.
We keep it
dynamic, baby. No stagnation here.
No stagnation. Yeah.
No stagnation here. We're not. Us don't grow here. I know, it's so lame. Okay.
One of the things that I really wanted to talk about, and actually came up quite recently, is, you know, obviously when we think about safety for women,
Yeah.
there's the very like physical safety side
Yes.
of it, which of course I have to acknowledge.
Yeah.
But it's also about creating safe spaces for women. And what I sort of wish, if anyone wanted what women really want,
Yeah.
outside of deep pockets, not just because we want to be rich, but
Yeah.
because we want pockets in our clothes.
We
But
love
we
a
also
pocket.
want men to stand up for casual misogyny
Yes.
instead of us having to do it.
Yes.
And again, I'm not actually talking about the physical side of this. I'm not talking about a situation where you're walking down the road and you feel threatened and a man steps in. Also less likely to happen, but
It does happen, right?
it does happen.
It does happen.
What I am talking about though is when that sexist joke gets sent on a boys group, or even a not boys group,
Yeah.
like a family group or a friends group.
Just somebody kind of saying, hey,
Exactly.
that's not cool.
And yet I still find it that over and over again, we're the ones that have to call it out.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, it's Taryn again calling out this shit.
She's so
Taryn's
woke.
so woke. How boring. She's so annoying. How does she not get it? She's so serious all the time.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just a
actually,
joke. It's just a joke.
It's not just a joke. Are
Yeah.
we not done with making these sorts of jokes?
Yeah.
They're
No, I
not
completely.
funny.
It's about having, you know what I think it is? I think it's about, I think with like our girlfriends, we're so fortunate to have a safe space, right? Because
Yeah.
we're all in the same boat. It's about trying to have a safe space with the other relationships and the other males in your life. And with that safe space becomes, well, where I can actually fully be myself and you're going to stick up for me regardless. You're not going to say I'm overreacting. You're not going to say it's my period. You're not going to condone that
Sort of
that sort of
behavior
behavior
or
or
that
that
language.
language or that sexist joke, right? So it's about more just trying to kind of step into our shoes. And I know so many people say, oh yes, but you know, women it's actually reversed now at the moment. It's actually reversed at the moment. You know what I mean? Like some people will say that,
and
but,
that's what they believe.
and that's what they believe. But you were taught that, right? And it's been so ingrained in you. You have never had to walk a mile in being a woman's shoes and
Exactly.
being overlooked or certain things being said to you, right? So sorry if it's a bit uncomfortable for you now, hun. Do you know what I mean?
It just goes back to that saying that equality feels a lot like discrimination when you've always been privileged. If you've never felt what equality feels like, well, then
She
you're
hit
going to be
the nail
offended
on the head.
by the presence of people of color and women in any scenario. So yeah, I mean it's inevitable, but then you also need to check yourself. I think that's a really
Check
good
yourself at the door. Check your privilege at
100%.
the door. And just, if you want, women, as we kind of said this initially, right? I think women, we are emotional beings, right? If you want the full being of your partner, your friend, your daughter, whatever it is, you kind of need to give something to it as well. Yeah. And that is the safe space, to not be judged, to have open and honest conversations, to
stand against
misogyny,
to not send that text like, can we stop
no
forwarding
overreact, don't,
the memes?
Yeah, like that overreacting, you know, stop.
Exactly.
We got very deep this one. We did. Next week we are back with something a bit lighter.
Yes.
You think?
No, really. Actually,
not that lighter. Anyway, guys, season 2 of Higher Hazard is
unhinged.
Is unhinged, and it's deep. I don't know, like, what's happening. It's just, it must be the winter or something, but it's deep, yo.
Love it. Have a lovely week.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.